Hey everybody, welcome back. Jeff Gagne, Succelsior TV. This is episode 9. If you're wondering why there's been a 2-day break in between episode 7, or excuse me, in between episodes 8 and 9, I'm going to tell you all about it, and it fits right into what we're talking about today, which is why you need to understand the core question and why you need to answer both parts of it. Without question, you absolutely need to do this for yourself, and you need to get working on it. Going back to episode 6, our core question: how do we plan as if we're going to live forever, yet still live as if we've only got 24 hours left? Go back and watch episode 6. That's your core question. Then in episode 7, we took the second part of that, and we created the Dream Day exercise on all of the things that are so important to us as to the things that if we only had one day left, if we only had 24 hours left to live, what were the things that we would absolutely make sure we fit into that day? Those are the things that are critical that we need to. Those are our goals and dreams. Those are the ones that come from here, that come from our heart. Those are the ones that we absolutely need to pursue and make sure we make happen in our lives. Over the past 2 days, I was at a volleyball camp. I'm a coach for high school kids, and I was at a camp at the University of Northern Colorado. We stayed in the dorms. You would think that would be sort of fun going back to college. It was kind of interesting, and it fits right into what we're talking about here today. I was bonkers the last 2 days on a university campus. University of Northern Colorado is one of the biggest colleges in the state. It's one of the biggest colleges out west. There are over 12,000 enrolled there. In-state tuition is about $20,000. Out-of-state tuition is about $30,000 per year. In the dorm rooms, I could not get my internet to work on my laptop. It's a brand new Samsung. I could not get signal on my cell phone. And when I say signal, I'm not just talking about, oh, I only had 1 or 2 bars, so it was a little bit sketchy. I'm talking about it said no service, bro. It gave me the 0 with the line through it. My phone was laughing at me trying to use it. So I couldn't even film this I couldn't even get my episodes done on campus. I had to wait until I got back. But unfortunately, so they get ripped for it. Why this fits into, why the college aspect fits into what we're talking about. What are your goals and dreams? What are those things from your Dream Day exercise in episode 7? If you did it, if you didn't, you need to go back to that and watch it and then do that exercise and then email it to me, please. jeffgagne@gmail.com. You need to do this exercise. Why? Like I mentioned, in-state tuition for this school is about 20 grand a year. Out-of-state tuition is 30 grand a year. So we're already at in between 80 and 120. If you tack on another 5 grand for the average college student to fill a dorm room, going with trips to IKEA and to Target, and pizza and beer and everything else that comes along with college, which may include your own internet service and a wireless router. All of those things, you add another 5 grand a year, we are talking about in between $100,000 and $140,000. For most of the people that are listening to this show, watching this show, that is a lot of money. That is a huge commitment. That is one of our biggest goals and dreams, whether it's for ourselves, if you're a pre-high schooler or a high schooler watching this, or if you happen to be in your first couple of years of college right now, or if you're like me and you're past that, now you're starting to think about your kids' education and whether or not you want them to go to college. For most of us, the whole point of this, for most of us, that college thing, that, go get your education, you get through high school, you get into the best college you can, you figure out some way to pay for it, which for most of us is going into debt, student loans, etc., regular loans, whatever. In between $100,000 and $140,000 is a huge commitment in our life's resources for most of us. And when you make a commitment that large, you are blocking out any number of other options that you could do, that you could improve your life, the life of your family, experience you could have, things that you could buy with that money. And a lot of us just keep going along as if the goals and dreams that we sort of got from other people. Oh, you go to high school, then you go to college, and then you don't worry about it. If it's expensive, if you get into UNC, that's great. We'll figure out a way to pay for it because that's been your goal and that's been your dream. That's what we want. Well, let's start to think about what our actual goals and dreams are, and let's start to think whether or not they actually make sense in today's world. And I just got done reading 2 books. Both of them are great. I highly recommend them. First one is Hacking Your Education by Dale Stevens. Short, easy read. He is the founder of uncollege.org. Check it out. It's all about how high school kids are not going to college. They are choosing to take a different route and hack their education by learning things themselves in a whole new world that we and our parents didn't have available. And then the other book is The Education of Millionaires by Michael Ellsberg. Goes into more detail, talks about a lot more case study type things of actual people who either went to college and stopped and pursued their careers and ended up becoming wildly successful without getting a college degree, or some people that did get college degrees and said they didn't end up needing it because they didn't use the education that they got. It was just an experience. If college is just going to be an experience, let's go back and think about it. If college is a goal or a dream and it's on everybody's list, oh, got to pay for college, got to do this, got to do that, do we really need to save $100,000 to $140,000 just for our kids or for ourselves, if that happens to be you watching this, to get that 4-year degree, just to get a bachelor's degree education, so then you can go out and get whatever job is supposed to be promised at the end of that, which, by the way, it isn't now if you go out and check the numbers. The whole point of this story in those last 2 days, I was fired up about getting back to this episode for you. The whole point of that is you need to go back, watch episode 6, learn all about the core question, both parts of it, and then watch episode 7, and you truly need to do the Dream Day exercise, and you need to map out your 24 hours. What would you do if you only had 24 hours left to live? The things that are on that list are the only things that you need to be working on. If you can't fit them into that list, they're not important enough, and you don't need to be working on them. Some of the goals and dreams that we think we have in our heads came from other people, from our parents, from our teachers, from our grandparents, from friends and neighbors. And they're just things that you're supposed to do. That's just what people do. That's just the path that people take. And we don't have to follow that. You set your own path. You live your own life. You set your own goals, and you achieve your own dreams. That's how you achieve fulfillment. That's how you achieve happiness, joy, and you have more love in your life. That's what I want for you. Go back, watch episodes 6 and 7, and email me your Dream Day list. I want to see it. Till tomorrow, this is Jeff Gagne, Succelsior TV. Your dreams are our mission.